Part 2 of reading your Danganronpa opinions. Let's get it. Mikan should have never followed Junko. I mean, of course, I think everyone already agrees with this. But, I mean, since I've already said I have not watched the anime other than the Trigger Happy Havoc one, I don't really know. I know for a fact that Junko manipulated Mikan, which is definitely not okay. But I don't really have like an idea on what and Junko manipulated Mikan with. Like, what did she tell her? I have no idea. But I mean, it's all because of Junko, and she should like. I really hate her for what she did to Mikan. They should change the Trigger Happy Havoc executions, especially Taiko's/Celeste, because I don't really think it matches, or unless it's also related to the Spades card. I mean, honestly, I guess like the Trigger Happy Havoc executions were well made, okay, but the problem, I guess I do agree with you, because a lot of, like, compared to Danganronpa 2 and V3, the executions actually had a meaning behind their talents, while Danganronpa 1, I mean, the only one that actually had a meaning was Leon's executions. The rest were just kind of, I guess, there, but again, like, Celeste's execution, I mean, it was well made, but I'm still, like, I've watched a video of Weeby News explaining basically about you know, Celeste always wanting to be different and unique, and he tried, like, Monokuma, to make her feel despair, like, made her, you know, just like in her execution, kind of like dying like on a stake, like getting burned, and until, you know, the fire truck, I forgot the name, the fire truck just hits her, just giving her a normal death to make her feel despair. But I guess I agree with your opinion. Hiyoko deserves better. Yes, she did. I do dislike her. Sure. I mean, I don't dislike her. I really like her as a character, but just, I don't like her for what she did to Mikan. Like, she keeps calling her, you know, trashy skank, etc. But yeah, she did deserve better, and I think it's canon that Hiyoko was supposed to be a survivor instead of Fuyuhiko, but then Kodaka changed his mind because he was thinking about, you know, Pekko's execution, like Pekko's sacrifice would have been for nothing if Fuyuhiko died, so they decided to go with Hiyoko instead. They gotta change some people's deaths, like, don't freaking leave them on the damn floor. I mean, yes. Like, for example, Sayaka and Taka, for example. I was like, pick them up, like, at least. Don't just leave them on the floor. But I guess, like, you know, like, a character dying, just leaving them on the floor is kind of like the most easiest idea for a death, for, like, a BDA. But yeah, like, they should get some of them off the floor, bro. Oma is overrated, and Kamaeda. I mean, yes, I agree with you. I mean, I think mostly all of the antagonists are very overrated, except the female antagonists, such as Angie, for example. She is pretty underrated. But, I mean, yes, Nagito and Kokichi are, I mean, more, like, honestly, based on my experience, Kokichi is way more talked about than Nagito. Not saying that Nagito is not talked about at all, he is, but yes, they're both they're both overrated, but I mean, I like Nagito more, so yeah. Owada and Hoshi are very underrated. Yes, they are. Oh my god. Finally, someone said it! Okay, Mondo and Ryoma are really, really underrated in my opinion. They both, like, they don't have enough credit, bro. They don't get enough credit. I really love Ryoma and Mondo. Their backstories freaking killed me, especially, like, Ryoma when we were watching his motive video. Oh god, like, the tears fell. I felt so bad for him. Same thing with Mondo. Knowing, like, especially, like, Kiyotaka's reaction to Mondo's execution, and, like, the fact that he killed Chihiro just broke my heart. And Mondo's, like, his past with, like, Daya and everything. Oh god, it was so sad. But also, like, their character designs are cool, okay? And also, Mondo is one of my favorite characters, so as Ryoma, but he's not in my top 10. But yeah, they're really underrated. V3's ending is the best, changed my mind. I mean, all three endings were amazing, okay? I mean, they were fine. Though V3, I kind of felt like the ending was kind of rushed, I guess. I mean, just like the plot twists themselves, like especially the Tsumugi thing was kind of like unnecessary. I mean, just why make Tsumugi such an unimportant character until the end, you know? But, I mean, this is just my opinion, but, like, V3's ending was good, okay? Mikan x Junko is more toxic than sewage, yes. It is literally, like, from the worst ships in all of Danganronpa. Every ship with Haiji, it's, like, the same thing with Mikan x Junko. Honestly, I've said this in my part 1 video, but anyone shipped with Haiji, like, if you ship anyone with Haiji or Junko, I do not trust you, do not talk to me. But yes, like Mikon x Junko is very toxic and it's a disgusting ship, and if you ship it, please do not talk to me. I'm not saying anyone ships it, but if someone does, don't talk to me. Sayaka is not a snake. I will not be repeating my opinion because I've already said this about Sayaka in my first part, the first part. But no, she is not a snake. If anything, Celeste is more of a snake than Sayaka. I mean, she literally, I mean, I will not be the number of times I've said but basically to sum it up, Celeste manipulated Hifumi and told him that Kiyotaka sexually assaulted her and abused her for alter ego so that Hifumi would help her with her plan. So yeah, she's like way more of a snake than Sayaka in my opinion. What's the hype of Sayoma? It's literally just one-sided love, if anything. Yes, thank you, Weeb. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong, but... Okay, anyway. Like, yes, Sayoma is... I don't get the hype of Sayoma. Again, like, I feel like the only reason people ship Sayoma, like, again, my opinion, is because of the protagonist-antagonist thing, you know, Hajime and Nagito with also Byakuya and Makoto, so they were like, okay, let's just ship Shuichi and Kokichi. But, you know, I just don't like, I understand your opinion about Sayoma. I mean, I don't ship Sayoma myself, as I've said many times before, but yeah. I find it so weird that Teru and Hifumi are so hated on while Miu is treated as a queen. Thank you so much for saying this, because everyone starts hating Hifumi and Teru for being perverted or, you know, all this, but when Miu's doing much worse than being perverted, oh no, she's being treated as a queen. No. I mean, yes, I highly can Miu, but because of my insecurities. This has nothing to do with her sexually assaulting anyone. I know, but like, as much as I can Miu, I really dislike her, okay? For everything she's done. I mean, in my video that I've made of, you know, my top 10 favorite and least favorite characters, I should have put her as well in my least favorite, but I kind of forgot about her until, like, now. But yes, I mean, I feel like it's unfair how people hate Teru and Hifumi for literally the exact same thing. Like, they did the exact same thing that Miu did, and when Miu does worse, she's being treated as a queen. Sayaka, Hiyoko, Ruruka, and Angie are way too overhated and they deserve more love. Yes, they do. Especially like Ruruka, she is so overhated and I feel really bad for her, honestly. I like all four, okay? Like mostly Sayaka, but I like all four and they do not deserve the hate. Mukuro is prettier than Junko. She is way better than Junko in every way, bro. I love Mukuro, okay? And I felt really bad during her death, like when she got so wrongly executed for. But I mean, Junko is still very pretty, and I like Junko dismissing literally her entire actions. As I've said before, that there's a difference between hating a person, like a character, for their actions and hating them for their personality, etc. Ishimoto's overrated. I see it as platonic. I mean, I myself, as an Ishimoto shipper, I mean, I see them as romantic, of course, but yeah, I mean, I will agree, Ishimoto is pretty overrated. It is talked about a lot, and it is one of the most popular Danganronpa ships. But yeah, I mean, I'm honestly an Ishimoto shipper, and I really do love their dynamic and everything. But, you know, I mean, I respect everyone's opinions here. Kusaba is my favorite Danganronpa 1 ship, Ekobuki is my favorite Danganronpa 2 ship, and Saimami is my favorite Danganronpa V3 ship. I agree with the Pekobuki and Saimami. I really like Amasai and Shuichi x Rentaro. It is such a cute ship, honestly. Like, their fan art, amazing. It's so adorable. I mostly like, I kind of like discovered it on accident and now I'm in love with it. Same thing with Pekobuki. It is so adorable, Peko and Ibuki. Don't get me wrong, I still ship Fuihiko and Peko and also Mikon and Ibuki, but just them as well is really cute. For Makoto x Mukuro, I never really understood the ship until I rewatched, you know, Mukuro's free time events, or more as Junko, and she did say, like, you need a girl like me, or something like that, I guess, but I don't really ship them. I mostly ship just Makoto and Sayaka, and also a little bit ship him with Leon, okay? I find the ship cute, okay? But yeah, I mean, I respect everyone's opinions, as I've said. Kokichi is a badly written character and is a really bad character. Sorry, Kokichi fans. I am not a Kokichi fan, but I'm not a Kokichi hater either. But I will have to agree, Kokichi could have been written better, honestly. I don't have much of an opinion on this, but just, he could have been written better. And maybe if he got written better, like in the game, I would have liked him more, but right now he's just like whatever to me. Korekio's sister jokes, 11037 jokes, Mondo Butter jokes, and Mukuro Ikusawa the 16th student jokes are really unfunny. They were funny at first, but then right now I just find them disrespectful and annoying. It's also like the Kaede and Ibuki like jokes. Also just, you know, don't leave Ibuki hanging, for example. These jokes get on my nerves, especially also the Mondo Butter jokes. As like Mondo being one of my favorite characters, these jokes, first they were funny, but now I just really hate them. Especially like if one person that I really like is in the fandom and keeps saying them, I just get really pissed off, you know? Kotoko being fan serviced in UDG, it was absolutely disgusting. I have not played Ultra Despair Girls, but yes, I have seen so much about the kids' past and everything. Utterly disgusting. I was so disgusted the first time. Like, I still am, and I feel really bad for Kotoko, but just no, like how, like, it was so disgusting how they just fan serviced her. I really wish that there was a mode for V3 so Kaede and Shuichi swapped places. I want to see how she would handle it in her POV. Yes, like I really wish, like my first thoughts after beating V3 was like, bro, can we like get like a little mini game of Kaede and Shuichi switching places? I want to play it as Kaede till the end to see how she would handle the killing game in her point of view. I mean, it would have been a cool concept, but yeah, kind of like it reminds me of like that one thing in Japan of the alter ego thing, where you could basically talk with alter ego and have free time events with them, and even like talk to other people. Like let's say Celeste, for example. I'm using a random example. You can, like, she becomes the alter ego, so you can speak to her instead of going to her for the free time events, which I thought was a cool concept, kind of like that, but with V3. I really wish we could have played as Kaede, but I'm not complaining. I'm really happy we got to play as Shuichi. Sayoma is overrated. I will not repeat my opinion, but yes, it is very overrated. I liked both Danganronpa animes. As I've said, I have not watched both animes. I've only watched the Trigger Happy Havoc one, so I have no idea what happens in the other one. I just know, you know, basically Izuru, like the scenes with Nagito and Izuru, also like the scenes where Junko is just fangirling over Izuru, and also like the thing with Yuruka, Natsumi, etc., like the scenes with them. But yeah, like I cannot really give an opinion about that since I have not watched the anime. Tenko, Miyu, Kaede, and Chiaki are the female characters that I like the most. Honestly, I would agree with Tenko, Kaede, and Chiaki, not with Miyu, as I've stated before that she sexually assaulted Kibo and Shuichi. Kibo in chapter 3 and Shuichi in his Love Suite event, in her Love Suite event. But yeah, I mean, I guess she was a decent character, like ignoring what she did, but Tenko, Chiaki, and Kaede were amazing characters. I loved them. People have the right to hate any character. Yes, they do. You can hate whoever you want, unless it's like an invalid reason. Like, for example, I hate Kaede because she gets in the way of Sayoma. That is not a real reason to hate Kaede, so shut up, okay? Unless, like, for example, I don't like Kaede because she did this, or I don't like her design, or hey, okay, I understand. But give me, like, an actual valid reason for you to hate a character. Miyu's hair looks like octopus tentacles or noodles. Okay, I did not expect that, but I mean, honestly, it does look like it really does look like octopus tentacles now that I think about it. Kaede's hair is really cool. I mean, to me, I kind of feel like it's kind of basic, but I like it, it's cool. Himiko is kind of underrated. Honestly, for me, Himiko is like underrated and overrated at the same time. I just kind of have no opinion about her. I mean, I mostly, like, I feel like I really disliked her from, chapter 1 to 2. She was very annoying until she got her character development. Then I started liking her. But, yeah, like, I guess she's, like, neutral to me. Platonic shipping is still shipping. I don't really agree with that because, based on what I know, platonic means you ship characters as friends or, you know, as siblings or just anything, just not romantically. So, but again, I respect everyone's opinions. But honestly, I don't think that platonic shipping is still shipping. Miya and Kokichi didn't hate each other. Kokichi just insulted her because Miya was into that. I don't think she was into that, bestie. I don't mean to sound rude, but I don't think she was into that. I mean, I did not feel like she was into that. I just feel like they have like a love-hate relationship. Kind of like I feel like Miya and Kokichi would get along at times, but then they just go right back to hating each other. I ship outrageous Kokichi ships. Platonic Tenko x Kokichi, Miyu x Kokichi, oh god, what the hell? Kokichi x Maki OE, where Maki wasn't an actual assassin, and Kaito x Kokichi. Now, okay. I honestly, like, about each ship. Tenko x Kokichi, I would ship them, but just, like, if you insert Himiko in it, because I cannot just ship Kokichi and Tenko, like, alone. Then we have, just as I said, I would ship like Platonic Miyu and Kokichi. Maki and Kokichi would never work in my opinion, so as Kaito and Kokichi. But yeah, everyone has their own opinions, ship whoever you want, and like, yeah, no one's here to judge you. Kaede harem supremacy. Honestly, I mean, I never really thought about the Kaede harem, but I mean, with I don't feel like with everyone it would work, because there are some ships I would actually be legitimately scared of. Like, for example, let's say Korekio x Kaede, because, you know, the way what Kokichi, not Kokichi, what the hell, what Korekio did to Shuichi, maybe he would do it with Kaede, and I do not want that. And then again, I'm not saying that it's Korekio's fault, because that's what he thought love meant, you know, sexually assaulting your partners, because that's what his sister taught him. But no, honestly, I don't. I mean, I'm like whatever with harems, but like Shuichi harem, I feel like that's a really. I mean, Shuichi harem's already canon, bro. We all love Shuichi, but yeah, I mean, I'm like whatever with Kaede harem. Danganronpa V3 is beautiful. It was a really well-made game, but Chigarabi Hancock and Goodbye Despair were also really amazing games, and I really enjoyed playing them. But V3 also was amazing. But honestly, like, each game was unique in its own way. Kyo should have had character development. Honestly, he never really did. Like, I wasn't really bothered by him until the sister introduction part. But there's no way that he was just about to get executed, so there's no way he would have gone character development in time. Unlike Hiyoko, for example. You know, after My Hero's Death, she should have gone the character development, but she didn't. So, yeah. But honestly, I mean, Korekio, if he had time, yes, he should have gone character development, like Himiko also as well, who did get character development. But like, I felt like because he was about to get executed, like there's no point in him getting character development. People should stop going like, this character should have died, as I don't like wishing death on anyone unironically. Yes, like, let's give, like, I'm gonna use Shigarapi Naga for an example. Kiyotaka should have lived instead of Yasuhiro. Yasuhiro should have died. Okay, I get you don't like Yasuhiro, for example, and you liked Kiyotaka way more. I mean, I do as well, but just, like, you shouldn't wish death on anyone, except for, like, Haiji, bro. He deserves everything, but, like, everything that, like, has to do with death. But other than him, I feel like you shouldn't really wish for anyone to die. Holy shit, this one's a long one. Saika gets way too much hate, like, give her some love, people. I've gotten so many comments about this, and I will not repeat my opinion, but yes, she is very overhated. Tenko is overrated. I really dislike her. I mean, honestly, I like Tenko. I mean, of course, you have a right to hate Tenko, but I don't feel like, in my opinion, like, you shouldn't really say characters overrated or underrated just because you like them or you don't. I mean, really, underrated and overrated mean, like, Kokichi, for example. I like him, but he's very overrated because so many people talk about him. I wouldn't just say, like, Hifumi is overrated because I don't like him. For the sole fact that I don't like him, like, that means he's overrated. But that's just my opinion again. Nagisa is the best warrior of hope. I mean, I felt bad for Nagisa, but to me, Masaru was the best one. I don't know, I just really like him. Gonta is underrated. He is. Like, he deserves so much love, okay? And for the people who are gonna tell me, but Gonta is not underrated. To me, he is because he is underrated. Okay, it's underrated because I said so. Hifumi is a good character, but also not a good character, and I'm not talking about how he looks. Okay. Now, I understand why people would think he's not the best character, and the fact that you said not because of his looks, I guess, like, it's, if you hate him for, you know, killing Taka, then that would be a different story. But, if, like, any other opinion, then I guess, yeah, I mean, I also hate Hifumi, but I also really love Hifumi, so he's, like, neutral as well. Aoi is kind of annoying. Thank you for saying it. Thank you. I don't hate Aoi, but I don't like her either. But she was annoying. Like, the few times I liked her was when she was with Sakura, and also when she was being such a badass with Byakuya. But other than that, she was just annoying, especially in like chapter 3 when she kept persisting on the fact that Yasuhiro was the culprit, kind of like Toko, and she kept persisting that Makoto was the culprit in chapter 1, which really pissed me off. Kaede and Chiaki need to stop getting hate just because they are in the way of Sayuma and Komahina. Yes, exactly. People really hate Kaede and Chiaki for these reasons. Just they get in the way of Komahina and Sayuma. No, they don't. If you actually if you hated them for another reason, I'd get it, but not for this reason. Because to me, if someone just comes up and tells me I hate Chiaki because she gets in the way of Nagito and Hajime, no, I'd be like, fuck off. No, because I will not accept that as a reason, okay? Shuichi is so underrated. I really love him, okay? I'm not fighting this. This is like the best opinion I've heard, I swear. I'm joking, but like, yes, he is such an underrated character. And I'm just saying that because I really liked him. But honestly, okay, now I'm gonna be honest, Shuichi is quite overrated because he is very talked about. Like, a lot of people talk about him. He's one of the most popular Danganronpa characters, but in my eyes, he's very underrated. Kiyotaka deserves so much better. Yes, oh my god. Like, I was so sad when he died in chapter 3, and his reaction in chapter 2, and how he literally told Monokuma to just take him instead of Mondo. I broke down. Oh god, I'm like, the memories are just flooding back. I feel so bad for Kiyotaka, and he deserved so much better. Like, let him and Mondo live there happily ever after, please. Tsumugi is the best mastermind. She was a good mastermind in my opinion, but Junko was way better because I felt like she was more of an interesting character to discover. Again, my own opinion. Tenmiko is really overrated and one-sided. I really dislike this ship. Please don't hate. I am a Tenmiko ship. What the hell? I am a Tenmiko shipper, honestly, and I really like the ship. But I do understand your opinion. Makoto is a really great protagonist. As I've said, all protagonists are amazing and they're all unique in their own way. Korekyo also deserves so much better. His dumbass sister go to hell. Yes, I feel so bad for him. Like, he did not deserve what happened to him. Especially because people just keep, like, Mikan and Korekyo shared the same trauma, but no, people just, oh, poor Mikan, I feel so bad for her, but for Korekyo, okay, whatever, like, Sweet Home Alabama. No, like, and it's even worse the fact that someone really close to you did this to you, like Korekyo with his sister, while Mikan just some random ass people. Kaede and Leon died way too early. They really need to live more, to be honest. Yes, because for Kaede, we really needed a female protagonist, but Kodaka was like, no. But I'm really happy we got to play as Shuichi, don't get me wrong. And for Leon, bro, if he lived, he would have been the Kazuichi of the game, and I wish that would have happened. I love Leon so much. He should have lived. Mondo Butter 11037 Ibuki / Kaede death jokes are not funny. I've already spoken about this, but no. Any joke first was funny, but now it just isn't. Like, bro, grow up. Korekyo's trauma is not funny either. Like, what the fuck? Who even thinks that his trauma was funny? Because whoever thinks that his trauma was funny, they really have something wrong with them. Like, but honestly, I don't think anyone thinks his trauma was funny. But no, if to whoever thinks that it's funny, what the hell is wrong with you? You need some therapy. Chapter 1 trial was too easy, but it's still my favorite trial. If you're talking about Trigger Happy Havoc, then I agree, it was so easy. But from Goodbye Despair and DRV3, like, Chapter 1 was not so easy. No, it was not. But all the trials are really well made. Like, I really like all the trials. Kirumi and Peko need to be appreciated more. Yes, I mean, in my unpopular Danganronpa opinions that I wrote in my community post, I've said the exact same thing. They really do need to be more appreciated. I love both of them so much. Kokichi is kind of underrated but overrated at the same time. I mean, I guess, but no, he's more of the overrated side to me. And like, just he's underrated in my opinion for like his sarcastic remarks, which make him really funny. But he's very overrated, very talked about, and I'm kind of getting bored of the man. Like, please talk about someone else, I beg of you. Himiko is kind of a twister. DRV3 chapter 3 spoilers. So basically, when Tenko was alive in chapter 1 and 2, she talked about Himiko all the time and could never shut her mouth about her, and Himiko was basically ignoring her and didn't really care about her at all. And then when Tenko died, that's when she started caring about her and keeps crying and doing all that shit. Sorry if I sound really offensive to Himiko and Tenko or to Tenmiko ship, sorry, it's just that part of the game that really annoyed me. Okay, yes, that is exactly what I was talking about Himiko of earlier. Like, how she was like she was just so annoying in chapter 1 and 2. And then what pissed me off is that how she's kind of like a hypocrite, I guess, because 1 second she's like, oh, you know, like whatever, I don't give two shits about Tenko, but then after she dies, she's like, no, Tenko, I love you, come back, you know. That's kind of hypocritical in my opinion. Sorry to all of you Himiko fans. Hiyoko is really annoying. I mean, when she was talking about Mikan like that, yes, she was annoying, and like at the start when she kept on talking about the ants and bullshit, that was also annoying. But she's a good character, I guess. Not one of my favorites, but not one of my least favorites. Holy shit, there's more? Okay, Sakura is so underrated, like she needs more attention. She is underrated, very underrated. Please, like Sakura is an amazing character. Ibuki is so underrated, she is so amazing. I mean, honestly, Ibuki is my favorite girl in all 3 games, like in the entire franchise. But honestly, like I kind of feel like she is a little bit overrated, but she is talked about a lot. Not as much as like Kokichi, for example, but still, really love Ibuki. I love you, and she is amazing. The stereotypical pregame DRV3 really bothered me because I have no idea where people got the information of Shuichi being a yandere psychopath and Kokichi being a soft, shy boy. Like, what? Yes, I've talked about this in my other video, like in part 1, but yeah, like, what the hell was the point of Shuichi being a yandere, Kokichi just being a ubu soft bean? No, like, no thank you. Ryoma is underrated. I talked about him on this video about him and Mondo. He is very, very underrated. I love you, Ryoma. Kibo is cute. He is, honestly. I don't know why, but I really like the tall Kibo. Like of him being taller than like most of the characters. I don't know. I feel like that would be kind of like a cute concept. Plus, like my Kibo design is pretty tall. But okay, but he is very cute. Mukuro really needed to live more. Yes, she did not deserve what happened to her, and I feel like just her execution was just bullshit. Just so that, you know, Junko could appear. But I felt really bad, and I wish we could have gotten to see her true self, like her sprites in the game, not just in the anime. Chihiro is underrated. Yes and no, in my opinion. He is very adorable, and I really like him, but he's also very talked about. Like, he's a really popular Danganronpa character, which makes him a little bit overrated, but yeah, he's in the middle for me as well. Shuichi is the best protagonist out of all of the other protagonists. I love him so much. This is just, you're just spitting out facts at this point. Okay, but seriously, as I've said for like the bajillionth time, every protagonist is unique in their own way, and they're all amazing. But Shuichi is the best, like Shuichi supremacy forever. Leon deserved better. Yes, he did. I mean, I really like Leon. He's not one of my top 10 favorites, but he is really a great character. Now, honestly, like, his design and personality are amazing, and if he got to live longer, he would have been the Kazuichi of Trigger Happy Havoc, which would have made the game way better. But yeah, I feel like Leon died way too early. And for the people who are gonna tell me in the comments, I know that Kodaka I know that Kodaka he killed off Saika and Leon first because he got so tired of looking at them. So I know that. No one tell me, okay? But yeah, like Leon's really amazing. I don't like the ending in Danganronpa 2. I mean, to me it was like whatever. All 3 endings were like, I mean, I guess like what kind of ruined Danganronpa 2, the ending in my opinion, was the entire like the Izuru and Hajime thing. I don't know, it just kind of ruined it for me. Because it was so like random and out of nowhere, you know? But yeah, I mean, I was like whatever with the endings. The love hotels were very interesting, but I do understand why people don't like them and find them uncomfortable. Honestly, in my opinion, and I've read someone else agree with me, only the good Love Suite events like Kaito or Kaeda's, for example, were canon. The ones like Korekyo or Muse were not. No. Because, I mean, when I played the game and then I got Korekyo, I was so weirded out and, like, genuinely scared. Okay, I feel like the bad ones are just the ones sexually assaulting my poor Shuichi. Just no. But honestly, like, Kaito's Love Suite event was so adorable. Hiyoko should have survived. She could have gotten a proper character arc if she did. I mean, I've already said this before on why Hiyoko didn't survive, but yeah, she's a really good character and should have gotten character development. Sonya would have been a pretty cool mastermind, especially if both Kazuichi and Gundam lasted to the end. Yes, I mean, one of my favorite characters of like, what if they were the mastermind is Sonya. I feel like she would have been such a good mastermind, but no, they just wanted to put Hajime instead. I guess maybe to like give Hajime a purpose, but yeah. Sonya would have been a really cool mastermind. And if Gundam survived, because Kazuichi did till the end, if Gundam did, like, it would have been so amazing to see their reactions. Angie was a really cool character. I mean, yeah, she was, but what kind of ruined her for me was Chapter 3 when she was doing all of that Atua bullshit. And that's what ruined her for me, but she's a good character. I don't like the pre-game Sayoma OEs, especially not the yandere or stalker ones. Yes, I agree. I mean, I've already spoken about this, but yeah, like, it's so dumb how people just assume, oh, Shuichi's a yandere, whoa. Okichi is overrated. He could have been written better, or at least have been given a proper backstory or motives for his actions. Yeah, I mean, I agree, honestly. For me, it's like a love-hate situation with Kokichi. But like, basically, I agree, like, he was very badly written, and I said before that if he was written better, I would have actually liked him more. Rentaro didn't really have much screen time, and I still don't understand how Tsumugi still killed Rentaro. If I were to rewrite Danganronpa V3 Chapter 1 closing argument, I would do something specific and logical that might make sense on how Rentaro can die from. I mean, honestly, Rentaro did not get much screen time at all. Like, I barely got time to connect with him, but I still really like his character. And for the Tsumugi thing, I mean, honestly, it kind of made sense in my opinion. Like, she was, she was getting tired of, no one dying, and she also she told, the motive of in 2 days, if no one dies, we'll all die, specifically stating because she knows someone will break. And basically, she was just keeping watch on Rentaro until, like, she saw that Kaede missed, so she took another shot with the ball and just hit him on the head. I mean, yeah, it kind of has, like, some missing parts in it, but it was good, honestly. It's still justice for Rentaro. Danganronpa fans hate the ship because they hate a certain character. Example, Saimota. OMG, I feel so bad for Shuichi, he deserved better. Do not be a moron ranting about some ship just because you hate a certain character, please. Yes, I 100% agree with this, and as a Saimota shipper myself, I have seen this before, and I've also seen many people saying, no, they're not, stop, like, making characters that are straight gay. It's not canon that Saimatsu is canon, it's not canon either that Harukaito is canon, okay? Like, just, if you hate a certain character, you shouldn't hate the ship because, like, what if other people ship them, okay? You can't just tell them, okay, no, like, let's say, let's use Fuyuhiko for example. Fuyuhiko is such a good character, he doesn't deserve someone as disgusting as Feko. No, if you don't like Feko, shut up, okay? Because other people do. And she is a very underrated character. I'm just giving an example. But yeah, like, it's really annoying how people would, like, hate a ship because they hate a certain character. Hate whoever you want, but, like, come on. Tsumugi is a really good mastermind. She's just like the Danganronpa fan, but on an actual Danganronpa game. I think Shuichi or Rentaro or Kaito would have been a greater mastermind. Yeah, honestly, yeah, that's what I've been saying. Junko was a way better mastermind than Tsumugi, and I also really believe in the Shuichi mastermind. It would have been way better, and I would not have expected it either. And as I said, Tsumugi's thing was just kind of so random, and yeah. Male antagonists get more attention rather than female antagonists. They do, I mean, but I guess since, like, the main antagonist is gonna get more more attention than this minor antagonists. But I guess, like, Mikon and Celeste are an exception because they do also, like, they're very popular, but the rest, like Hiyoko or Angie, for example, they don't get much attention, no. Sayoma is different from Omasai. Quick question, how is it different? I mean, I don't give two shits about Sayoma for it, like, but how is it different? I don't mean to sound rude, but, like, can someone explain? Because how is it different? Kyoko is one of the best Danganronpa characters out there. Yeah, I mean, I really like Kyoko. She's a really good character, but what pissed me off is kind of like the Byakuya thing and Trigger Happy Havoc. How, for example, Chapter 4, she was talking about how the point, like, how with the Sakura's, like, protein bottle, whatever, like, how was the ice, like, the glass or ice, whatever it was, like, under the bottle. She would start explaining, and then she'd be like, tell them, Naegi, and then I'd be like, girl, you're already talking! That's just what annoys me, but other than that, she's amazing. Angie is underrated. One word, yes. I do not like when people ship Hajime and Nagito, no offense to anyone who ships them. I mean, I am a Komahina shipper, but I do understand, like, what you mean. But yeah, I mean, I'm a Komahina shipper, so. Trigger Happy Havoc is the best in my opinion because of how much I had fun with it and the characters were better written in the first game. Yeah, Trigger Happy Havoc was amazing. I'm still right now like chapter 4 because I'm replaying the entire game for the 3rd time because I'm bored. But anyway, like all 3 games are amazing, okay? Like each of them have their own unique style, characters, etc., which makes the game really unique. Makoto is the best protagonist and I'm tired of pretending he's not the best protagonist. To me, he isn't the best protagonist, but I love him a lot and all of the protagonists are my favorite. But Shuichi is a little more, I think that's already obvious, but yeah. I do like Akane, but I feel like Mikan or Ibuki should have survived instead. Same, honestly. I mean, I really love Akane a lot. She's a very interesting character, and I really like her relationship with Nekomaru, but Ibuki should have survived, bro. But I'm not wishing death on Akane, but like, you know, Ibuki should have survived. I feel like Hajime is the most boring protagonist in the whole series. Well, the reason I think is that because of his twist sucks in every way, and I get what they were trying to do, but for me, it feels flat. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, Hajime was the most realistic protagonist out of all of the others. I mean, Hajime was the most realistic, okay? Like, I feel like he had the most natural reaction to being stuck in a killing game. But yeah, I do have to agree in the end of him being Izuru was just kind of stupid. Speaking about Goodbye in Despair, I think that Fuyuhiko was the protagonist, the game would have been a lot better. I mean, yeah, sure, if he was the protagonist, it would have been a cool concept. But honestly, I don't think so. I mean, I'm happy with Hajime being the protagonist. Himiko gets way too much hate by people because she went from a girl who almost gave up on life to someone who felt much more happier at the end and had another chance to live. I mean, I do like Himiko, but I did say that she was hypocritical. Like, she's a hypocrite in my opinion because of the entire Tenko situation. But yeah, I mean, she's underrated. Only about half of the cast of Goodbye Despair is actually good, and those characters are Ibuki, Mikan, Gundam, Chiaki, Akane, Nagito, Sonya, Fuyuhiko, and Nekomaru. I honestly feel like every character was amazing and well written in Danganronpa 2. I mean, as I've said before, Danganronpa 2 was not my favorite game, but it had the best characters. And yeah, I mean, Gundam, for example, was very well written and I really like him, but I honestly feel like there are other characters that are still very well written. Like, let's say Hiyoko, for example. I really like her. Lastly, I hope Spike Chunsoft gives us one more Danganronpa game with the survivors and see how they would do together. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it kind of would have been a cool, like, concept if the Trigger Happy Havoc, Goodbye Despair, and Killing Harmony survivors were all stuck in a killing game and how they would react with each other. But honestly, I kind of had this, like, idea for a while about, like, what if, like, all of the culprits from Trigger Happy Havoc, Goodbye Despair, and Killing Harmony were in a killing game together. I don't know, I feel like that would also be a cool concept. I might do that after I finish my talent swap OEs. But yeah, I mean, it would have been a cool idea if the survivors were all stuck together. Korekio is underrated as hell. Like, you all care about Mikan, but poor Korekio. Yeah. Honestly, like, what bothers me that Korekio and Mikan went through the same trauma, yet Mikan still gets a lot of appreciation, but not Korekio. He just gets called a disgusting, he keeps getting the Sweet Home Alabama jokes for his past, which is really annoying. Peko and Fuyuhiko are canon. Yes, they are. I dare you to change my mind. Fight me. I have barely seen any Peko fans. I really like Peko, honestly, and Chapter 2 broke my heart, but she's just not one of my favorites. Teruteru actually was trying to save everyone. He heard Nagito trying to set up a trap, apparently. Yes, exactly. Teruteru, the only reason I like him is because he was trying to save everyone but accidentally killed the imposter. Because Nagito revealed to him how he was going to kill someone and that Teruteru was creating a plan to try to get rid of Nagito so that, everyone else survives, but his plan failed. I do not find Nekomaru x Akane canon. I mean, I ship Nekomaru and Akane, but honestly, what kind of made me think it's canon is that one scene when Kazuichi and Hajime I think snuck into either Akane's cottage or Nekomaru's cottage and just saw, that scene. If you search it up, you'll know what I'm talking about. Gonta was a true gentleman. He was, bro, and I felt so bad for him. Also, what broke my heart. So I was watching Gonta's execution, and then I found a comment saying how Gonta was actually able, like, he was strong enough to break the chains that, like, were keeping him on the stake, but he didn't because he felt so guilty for killing Miyu. I cried. I still cry every time I see his execution. Gonta is such a gentleman, he deserved to live. Kaito went to space. Actually, I don't think many people know this, but he did actually, even though he was still a trainee of becoming an astronaut, because in his execution, he was inside a spaceship, right? So basically, Monokuma took him down to the pits of hell, but then it just switches of him being in space until the rocket falls down. Yeah, that basically means that Kaito went to space and he fulfilled his dream, which makes me so happy, but also so sad because I really love Kaito. True Happy Havok was good, but barely any of the characters are memorable apart from Celestia and Sayaka. I do not think so. All of the characters are very amazing, and they were all unique in their own way. And what do you mean and only Celeste and Sayaka are memorable? What about Kyoko, Makoto? Who else is popular? Very popular. I mean, Kiyotaka, for example, Chihiro. Like, all of the characters are very memorable. I'm sorry if I sound rude, but this comment, like, I don't really agree with this opinion at all. Peko is such a good character, and Peko should fight Toko. Now, for Peko Peko is an amazing character, and for Peko and Toko fighting, there was supposed to be an Ultra Despair Girls, a concept, and there is even art about it. I saw it like a few weeks ago, where Genocide and Peko would actually fight in the Ultra Despair Girls, but they scrapped that idea, like they scratched that idea. But I wish that would have happened. We would have seen Peko again. Fuyuhiko is underrated. He is underrated. I really like Fuyuhiko. Everyone in Danganronpa 2 lived according to the anime. Actually, well, honestly, no. Like, based on what I know, because I haven't watched the anime as I've said, the Danganronpa 2, like the Danganronpa 3 anime of showing the Danganronpa 2 characters, this all happened before the Killing Game. Like, before they all got taken into the Neo World program and everything. Because it literally said, like, you can see, like, when they were remnants of despair, since in chapter 6, they said that, like, Makoto was telling everyone that you were all remnants of despair and you were all working for Junko or whatever. So that was, like, basically, in the anime, they were showing what they did before the actual Killing Game. Chiaki is overrated, but she is cool. She's very amazing and adorable, and I really love her, but I mean, she is quite overrated because a lot of people talk about her. Miyu is a terrible character, not just sexual assault, but also slurs. Yeah, she is she's a terrible character. But I feel bad for myself because I really kin her because of all her insecurities and everything. But yeah, she is a really bad character. Ryoma really deserved to live long. Yeah, he did. He was an amazing character, and I felt really bad for everything that happened to him. He should have lived. Masaru is underrated, and Monica was a great antag. Masaru is really underrated. He's my favorite warrior of hope. And for Monica, she was an amazing antagonist, but still very annoying and rude. That's enough opinions for today, since this video is like 42 minutes long. And honestly, I feel bad if I offended anyone with my opinions, but it's just that I was, voicing my own opinions. And yeah, just like for anyone who's gonna write their opinions, please don't make it too long. Like 5 opinions max, please. Thank you.